After the unprecedented drop in passenger air traffic in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a recovery that we saw in 2021. This could be noticed at airports around the world, which has seen a return of travelers whose travel plans have been held back due in part to global travel restrictions. Now we do have data to back up what we see as a recovery in aviation, as Airports Council International recently released its report of the busiest airports around the world for the year 2021. As the aviation industry is mounting its recovery, Atlanta's airport reclaimed its top spot as the busiest airport in the world. According to the recent report released by Airports Council International, Atlanta's Hartsfeld-Jackson International Airport reclaimed its top spot as the busiest airport in the world, a title it previously held in 2019. After losing its spot to Guangzhou's Baiyun International Airport in 2020, Atlanta's airport handled 75.7 million passengers in 2021, an increase of over 76% compared to the year prior. While it's a positive sign for Atlanta and the other airports of seeing an increase of passenger traffic compared to 2020, most of the global aviation hubs are seeing numbers that are less than the figures in 2019. An example of this is Atlanta, which while it is a 76% increase compared to 2020, the passenger traffic figures are still around 31% less than 2019. Following Atlanta, U.S. airports dominated the top 10 listing of the busiest airports, taking 8 out of 10 spots. Coming in second was Dallas-Fort Worth, which handled around 62 million passengers last year. After Dallas, Denver, Chicago, O'Hare, Los Angeles, Charlotte, Orlando, and Las Vegas also made appearances on the top 10 listing. Outside the U.S., there are 2 other airports that made an appearance on the listing, both of whom are from China. As mentioned before, Guangzhou Baiyun was the previous number 1 airport for 2020 amid the pandemic. This year it slipped to the number 8 spot, handling over 40 million passengers, and immediately after Guangzhou, Chengdu took the number 9 spot with handling also around 40 million passengers. These airports in the US and China did greatly benefit from the recovery of domestic air travel, which has been a main point in the aviation recovery worldwide. Meanwhile, looking beyond domestic travel, we also saw a similar recovery this time for international air traffic. In this case, Dubai International Airport remains supreme as the dominant international air hub globally, handling over 29 million passengers last year. Following Dubai, we also see Istanbul, Amsterdam, Frankfurt Main, Paris Charles de Gaulle, Doha, London Heathrow, Antalya, Madrid, and Cancun making an appearance on the busiest international air hubs listing. Compared to the airports in other parts of the world, Asian airports have lagged behind in terms of passenger traffic, though we do see a strength in the Asian hubs in terms of cargo traffic. For the global cargo hubs, despite slipping a spot in 2020, it was Hong Kong that reclaimed the top spot in 2021. In 2021, Hong Kong handled over 5 million metric tons of cargo, representing a gradual increase over the past 2 years of 4.5% and 12.5%. It's a pattern that we have seen with other cargo hubs around the world, as air freight was a major point in the COVID-19 response and recovery efforts. After Hong Kong, Memphis, the previous top spot holder, slipped down a spot to number 2, in a listing where Asian airports took the 6 of the top 10 spots. Joining Hong Kong and Memphis as the top cargo hubs in 2021 are Shanghai Pudong, Anchorage, Seoul Incheon, Louisville, Taipei Taiwan, Los Angeles Tokyo Narita, and Doha. Going back to the passenger traffic recovery, in 2021, ACI reported airports served over 4.5 billion passengers, which while being a 25% increase compared to 2020, is still half of what we saw in 2019. Among the top 10 busiest airports, which handle around 10% of the global air traffic, these hubs saw a 51.8% increase compared to 2020. Still, the passenger traffic numbers are still down around 29% compared to 2019. Despite the numbers still being lower compared to the pre-pandemic levels, there still is a sense of optimism from organizations such as the ACI. Making remarks on the recent report, ACI World Director General Luis Felipe de Oliveira said, quote, "The ACI World Passenger Traffic Rankings tell a story of an encouraging trend of recovery, with most of the recurrent busiest airports pre-COVID-19 back at the top." Oliveira further added, quote, "Although we are cautious that the recovery could face multiple headwinds, the momentum created by reopening plans by countries could lead to an uptick in travel in the second half of 2022. Barring any unforeseen situations, it seems that the aviation industry is on a course for recovery. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in Asia Pacific. For more of the latest updates, you can check out the website at www.flightsinasia.com. In the meantime, thank you for watching and have a great day.